Hey, and welcome to Soul Growth. I'm Jade Stoner, and in this episode, I'm going to share some of the energetic themes of this year. Because whether or not you think this impacts you, it does. As I've shared with you before, the future is spiritual AF, the universe is elevating too, and energetically, we are going through some wild times right now. So, since the beginning of 2026, we've been hit with numerous solar flares, solar storms, Schumann resonance readings have been off the scale. We've had multiple energy portals, planets moving and retrograding, and a whole lot more. And we're not even 2 months into the year yet. So, while a lot of that may have sounded like gibberish, and you probably don't know the meaning of those things, I'll let you into a secret. Me too. It's not my wheelhouse. But what I do know is that while you don't consciously understand it, you felt it. You felt it on an energetic level, you felt it on a body, physical level. You have felt it, even though you may not have had the words to understand and to explain what it was you were going through. You've experienced the impact of all of these energetic impacts to some degree. And because of that, it's really important to start being aware of these invisible energies and how they show up and how they impact and affect you so that you can work with them rather than them just working against you. These energetic things happen to help you accelerate your own soul growth, to break old patterns and release the energies that no longer need, and release the energies that you no longer need, and to help you to real life all of your soul desires, to bring them from the spiritual into the physical, which is ultimately why you are on this journey in the first place. We think it's about the thing that we want to bring in from the spiritual into the physical, but ultimately what it's really about, and what we don't know it's about, but it's about our soul growth, our expansion, our shedding and releasing of the distortions and the things that we've taken on at some point but we no longer need, and we need to release them. And so these energetic occurrences happen to help us to do that. So often the things that you want, they are circling you energetically, but they can't come in, you can't receive them or get to your next level of success because of some old pattern or belief that's in the way. So when we have an energy portal or an eclipse, or we're hit with solar flares, these events bring a lot of our shit to surface, a lot of our unhealed patterns and the things that we don't even know are in our way into our awareness, so that we can do the necessary work to release all of those things. And it's not just about us, because what you heal in yourself, you heal in your children, you heal your ancestral lineage. So the healing goes forwards and it goes backwards. It goes across all timelines. It goes across all versions of yourself. And it impacts the collective as well, the world as a whole. And that is a really important thing to remember when you might be getting in your own way and just thinking about how it's so hard and you want to stop, and all of those kind of defeating thoughts, to remind yourself that it's not just about you. It's about everybody on this planet at this time. We've all come here for the same reasons. No, scrap that. We've all come here to elevate the collective consciousness. In what way we choose to do that, whether it is in what is an empowering way or a disempowering way, depends on the role that you've chosen to take on at this time. So we've just completed the year of the snake. This was all about shedding and releasing, letting go, It was about transformation at a deep level. But here's the thing about these years of animals, it's about the Chinese New Year, and the Chinese New Year doesn't align with. Oh my goodness, I haven't been recording. Doesn't align with our calendar year. So while the calendar changed to 2026 on January 1st, the year of the snake continued up until February 17th. So we were still in this energy of the snake up until that day, which is why you might have found it difficult to move forward or to gain momentum in a project or to get something off the ground, because we were still in that harsher energy, that energy of the snake, that shedding, that releasing, and being asked to let all of the crap go and make space for what's to come. So we're now in what's known as the year of the fire horse, and this energy is completely different. This energy is about movement, fast movement, not fucking around, not playing small, not holding back. And the message I received about this year is that 2026 is the year of the powerhouse. So what is it that you know you're meant to put out into the world, should share with the world, that you've been putting off? This is the year to go for it, even if it scares you a little bit. Fear in doing something new is normal. It's part of the human experience, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do the thing. It just means you're up against your edge. And when you're there, when you're up against that edge, you get to choose either to push through it or to retreat back into perceived safety and comfort. One route is about expanding, one is about contracting. And it's your call, because you have free will. What's a truth that you've been avoiding that you need to admit to yourself and own? Do the thing. This is that year. In numerology terms, we're in a 1 year, and this is all about planting new seeds, new beginnings, the beginning of a new 9-year cycle. So what you put in place this year, personally, professionally, financially, all of this is setting the tone for the next 9 years as we cycle through this wave. All of the things that aren't a match for you, they need to be gone. Whether that's a pattern, a situation, a place, an item, a product, a business, a person, whatever the thing is, it's time to let it go so it doesn't hold you back or keep you stuck and looping in the same patterns for the best part of the next decade. This time and this year truly is a new era. And it's what the past couple of years have been building towards. It's what you've been being prepared for. It's collectively what we've all been preparing for. And it doesn't mean things will always be easy and smooth sailing, because that's not the promise. Change is, more often than not, it's messy, it's uncomfortable, it's confronting. And it doesn't mean it's not necessary. And you also can't hide from it, because sooner or later it's going to catch up with you. This isn't about being perfect either. First of all, perfect doesn't exist here on Earth. It's a false construct designed to keep you feeling small, never enough, and always preparing to do something, but never fully executing on it. Because if you believe that it's got to be perfect, or you've got to be perfect, it's not about being perfect either. First of all, perfect doesn't exist here on Earth. It's a false construct designed to keep you feeling small, never enough, and always preparing to do something, but never fully executing on it, because you believe that it's got to be perfect, or you've got to be perfect. So this is about self-ownership. leading yourself first. And that means getting honest with yourself. What's working, what's not. And this is the foundation of the work that I walk you through in Life CEO Day. The energy of 2026 is about power. It's fast moving, it's not fucking around. In 2023, my phrase was fuck around and find out. And this is exactly the kind of energy required for 2026. I shared at the start of this episode that there have been lots of things going on in the ethers, invisibly, energetically, and this is going to continue throughout this year. And it's tied to the truth that the universe is elevating too. And things are really ramping up this year. And it's like the universe is throwing everything at us. Like, tell us you want us all to wake the fuck up and step into more of our power and own who the fuck we are at a higher level than ever before, without actually telling us that that's what you want us to do. The universe is not playing this year. And just looking back over the beginning of this year, it's already been proven with all of the things that I shared with you at the start of this episode, the start of the Firehorse year. It's the first time in 60 years since the Firehorse has been present. Plus, it lined up with a new moon and a solar eclipse on the same day. So basically, the universe throwing everything at us. So if you've been feeling heavy, tired, glitchy, like 1 minute you're full of energy and ready to take on the world, and the next you're feeling like, oh, having a breakdown and you want to fuck it all off, it's not all on you. The energetic weather has had a big part in all of it, and I'm going to be getting into more of that in the next episode so that you know exactly the kind of things that come up around these times, why you might be feeling certain things at specific times, and how to navigate through it all with some amount of grace. Because there are going to be a lot of times you feel this year, whether it's a little bit or a lot. To wrap up this episode, I was guided to pull a few cards to share with you. I used Rebecca Campbell's card deck called the Inner Oracle that I absolutely love. It's the second deck of hers I've bought, and I love those cards too. But this particular deck is what I've been working with recently for myself. I used it in Life CEO Day, and these cards are both beautiful and powerful, and I am excited to share these messages with you. So the first card that came out was the feminine card. It is part of the polarity cards that are within the deck, which means that it's got two sides to the card, masculine and feminine, and it came out upright with the feminine side showing. So my interpretation of this card is that we have shifted from a masculine energy world and we're moving into a more feminine energy world. Now, masculine and feminine is not about you being a male or a female. It's an energy, and male or female, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. That is the polarity, the night and the day, the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, the up and the down. You can't have one without the other. And so moving into more of a collective feminine energy, it's about getting more in touch with our soul, being in our body. Body is feminine. The mind is masculine. Leading more with our intuition and trusting ourselves more than we're trusting what's outside of us, what we're being told, what we're being shown. This is about moving into calmer energies. It's not all about hustling and going hard. I'm not saying that you don't have to put the work and the effort in, you absolutely do. But that's not the driving force in this new era. The driving force in this era is about frequency first, energy first, and that is the feminine. The second card was another polarity card that came out, and this one came out as inner winter. The other side of the card is inner summer. So inner winter is about initiation and rebirth, renewal, rest, going underground. It's about the fertile void and surrendering in that void. And it's also about the end being the beginning. So often we think that when one thing ends, that's just it, but it's actually the beginning of something new, and that's what this card is relaying to us. I believe the inner winter came out because even though we are in this fire horse energy, this fast moving energy, we're still not completely in all of the new year, new beginnings, because nature is still wintering, certainly here in the UK. It's still a time of hibernation and wintering. It's what I shared with you in my birthday episode, like being indoors and wanting to be under a duvet and snuggled up and going inwards. That energy is still present. So even though we are in this fire horse energy that wants to move and move fast, you may not feel the full effects of that until we move into nature's new year next month in March, when we move into the equinox and we move into spring. I'm going to read from the book because this is really, really powerful. It says, the seasons are probably the most powerful teachers there are in the great mystery school of nature. We can experience inner seasons too. And when we're aware of which season we find ourselves in, we'll be better placed to progress through it. Accepting the season we're moving into can also offer us medicine and guidance that will help us meet what comes. I love that this card came up because it's a really good time to reinforce that just because we're in these new energies and collectively we've moved on, we also have to honour who we are and where we're at in any given season. Not every day is going to look and feel the same, and that's okay. It's not meant to. Coming back into your body, allowing your body to lead you, which is very feminine. It's about honouring how you feel and not forcing yourself to do stuff. Moving from that frequency first energy. When you work on who you are and how you're feeling first, priming yourself, the energy that comes from that energy, from that frequency, is very different to the results that you'll get from forcing yourself to move through something and doing it because it's what you should be doing. That kind of energy and intention worked for many years. I'm sure many of you have built your businesses and life on that energy. But that is part of what is starting to crumble right now, has crumbled, will continue to crumble, because we're being guided and invited into a new way of being and doing and living. The third and final card that I pulled was Holiest Temple. And another beautiful card. And what I got from this is you are the holiest temple. You're the one. You're the CEO of your life, and everything starts within you. I've touched on a lot of that throughout the throughout the entirety of Soul Growth Podcast. So if you're new here, welcome, and go check out some of the past episodes. But particularly, I've got into a lot more of what that means and what it looks like since the beginning of 2025. This is about honouring yourself. Again, how you feel, where you're at, and not trying to match everybody else's season, because you're not everybody else and not everybody else is you. So again, I'm going to read from the book, The Holiest Temple. The body is the destination and the pathway home to everything we seek. There's no greater power and no deeper wisdom than that which exists within. Your body has an intelligence beyond what you could possibly imagine. It's always talking to you, sometimes singing, other times screaming. It's through the body that our soul and the divine can speak. Your intuitive senses are forever delivering information to guide you every moment of every day. What's your body wanting you to know today? It goes on, but the essence of that card is that you are your own oracle. You are your holiest temple, and everything starts with you. And if you haven't got that memo and started to shift some of your life into living in alignment with that truth, this is the year to do it, because this year is not fucking around. This is the energy of 2026, and it is preparing you for what is to come this year and what is to come for all the years after. So I trust that you got what you needed from this episode today. And whatever messages came through for you, whatever moves you know that you need to make, go do that. Go do that thing. Believe in yourself. Own your power. Own your truth. And let's make 2026 your best year yet, because the better it gets, the better it gets. That is all for this episode of Soul Growth. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode. Big love. Mwah.